Hello and welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree and today I'll be doing a very special Lionsgate Portal Tarot reading for you. Now I have been kind of meditating, contemplating, thinking about whether or not I wanted to do this reading, and I know I have talked about the Lionsgate Portal in years past, and I've never done a dedicated reading specifically to this wonderful astrological powerful time. Now, if you're not familiar with Lionsgate or the Lionsgate portal, this basically is a time to really hone in on your manifestations. It is an excellent time to create and to bring things into the reality that you want to experience. So the way I'm going to do this is I am going to focus on all signs in this reading, and I'm going to break it down into the four elements. So there will be fire signs, earth signs, air signs, water signs. And because the number 8 is so powerful during this time, I'm going to do 8 cards for each sign. Now you can see I've got 2 decks down here. What I'm going to do is pull 4 cards from each deck, and then I will go ahead and do the reading for the 4 element signs. And then that way you can kind of skip ahead, or you can watch all of the readings depending on, whatever interests you. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the fire signs. Now, fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Okay, so if you are a fire sign, this first reading is for you. Alright, fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this is your Lionsgate Portal reading for August 8th, 2023. We're going to go ahead and start with these cards here on the top row. And for you, fire signs, you've got some interesting things that could be either supporting or actually getting in the way of your manifestations. Now, this reading is to help you kind of raise your awareness about what could possibly maybe take you away from the things that you are looking to experience, or it could be some things that maybe you just didn't realize were energetically kind of circulating around you. Now, the first card we got is that 7 of Cups. This means that you have so many directions and so many choices that really will resonate with you and things that you are interested in during this time. Now, the only probably quote-unquote problem that this could bring is that you get so distracted or you get so overwhelmed that you really don't know exactly where to put your focus or your time or your energy. And the other thing is that it could be confusing because you may be wanting to do too many things at once. Now, the good thing is that you're very excited and you're very enthusiastic about moving into a new direction and starting a new journey. That's what is represented with the Fool card. The other thing the Fool card represents is that it just means that there is a lot of excitement and there is a lot of power and a lot of I want to say juice, that's really getting you fired up and really getting you excited. Now, when we look at the Tower card, this means that in order to bring something into your reality or into your experience at this time, you are literally going to have to create it, which means you will have to put the things in place. You will have to do the building. You will have to do maybe the planning, maybe the structuring or restructuring, because this Tower card talks about rebuilding something or something that really is an idea, and it's going to take some type of physical activity in order to turn it into a reality. Now, this is a very exciting thing because it's going to give you the power to create the reality exactly how you want it, fire signs. Okay, now this is something where you're going to be able to control every aspect of the design process depending on whatever it is that you're looking to manifest. So if you're trying to maybe start a new relationship, if you're trying to build a new business, remember, you are going to have to call the shots on every aspect of this particular project. Now, I don't want you to get worried or fearful because maybe you don't know how to build something, because that's what I'm picking up with the Moon card. The moon card tells us that there's things that we don't know, or maybe some things that we don't understand. But again, that doesn't mean that you can't do whatever it is that you want to do. It doesn't mean that you don't have the creative energies and the creative power in order to create exactly what it is that you want. Now, I know because I talked to some of you privately that you are looking to make a lot of money and to be very successful. Well, you're going to have to be very specific on how that looks for you. All right, fire signs? So you have to be very specific. And if there is something that you don't know, you have to trust that the answers will either find you, or because you're taking action, you will discover the answers, or you will create solutions where you only saw problems. You have the power to do that, fire signs. I want you to not underestimate what's possible for you. Now, when I'm looking at these cards here, it's telling me that you have total control of the creative process. There is nothing that can stand in the way. You may just have to do things differently. You may have to pivot. You may have to do something, maybe something you've never done before. But everything you want is entirely possible. All right, fire signs, let's go ahead and take a look at your second row of cards here. Now, interesting, you've got that Fool card twice, which means this Lionsgate portal is an ideal time for you to move in a new direction and to start a new journey. Now, even though these cards are in the reverse, this is not one of my typical readings where I kind of take into account the energies of the reversal cards. As a matter of fact, what I'm picking up with these cards is that these are kind of like I want to say a mirror reflection of what's happening as we move into this portal, as we move into this time where things really can shift and things literally are opening up for you. So we do have this Ten of Swords. We're starting off with that card. We also have the Seven of Wands. Now, these two cards are about emotional healing and also communication, open communication, healing from something that could be holding you back or maybe clouding your judgment of what's possible for you to manifest at this time. So I see these cards as actually very informative and indicative of what could be floating around in your head as it relates to what you think is possible. Now, we also have this Nine of Pentacles, and again, we have that Fool card. The Nine of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards because that is the card that talks about lavish extravagance. And because fire signs, I know that is something that you want to experience. But it's also a card, the opposite side, or I should say maybe the other aspect of this card is the card of self-development, improvement, and investing in yourself. So in order to manifest the things that you want specifically, you're going to have to become the better version of you. You are going to have to raise and elevate your own expectations of what you kind of see yourself as. You really have to kind of step into a brand new identity. For example, if you want to be in a relationship and you're single, you really have to see yourself as the perfect partner. You have to become the partner who is having this joyous, loving, fulfilling, overflowing relationship. If you're trying to make more money, you have to really step into the identity of someone who is successful, and you're just, maybe working through some challenges at this time. But whatever it is, you definitely have to see yourself differently, because the current version of you is not the person or not the identity that is experiencing what it is you want to experience. So it's very important that you kind of shift internally how you see yourself, because that will affect things in the external as well. Now, we talked about this Fool card. You're definitely going to be moving in a new direction, fire signs. You're also going to be, kind of on this new adventure, because it's not about just kind of moving in a new way. It's about having a brand new experience. And it doesn't mean that things have to physically change right away, although that probably will happen. It's just about experiencing kind of what you already have in a different way. So how does that look for you? How does that feel for you? Having a new experience as the person who, as you know, who has manifested what he or she wants, or maybe kind of identifying yourself as someone who, I mean, it's absolute. Yes, you will experience what it is that you want and what you desire. Okay, so it really is about tapping in to the opportunities that are before you and creating the specific experience that you want and taking control of every aspect of that process, and then really investing in yourself, seeing yourself as the person who is successful in the relationship, wealthy, totally healed, whatever it may be. And then understanding that you have all possibilities at your fingertips. You have so much opportunity. You have so many choices. It's just about which, path are you going to choose, and then how are you going to shape that path to fit exactly what it is that you desire. All right, fire signs, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope it was helpful. Welcome, earth signs. This is your Lionsgate 2023 tarot reading. I'm already starting to feel something. I'm feeling like there's excitement, and I'm also feeling a little bit of overwhelm, earth signs. So that's kind of giving me a little bit of hesitation here, but I'm wondering if that is maybe the energy that you are maybe feeling as we move into the Lionsgate portal, as we get closer to the optimum time for manifestations for you. Earth signs, this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This Lionsgate portal reading is specifically for you. So let's go ahead and start with your first row of cards. Okay. Now remember, the Lionsgate is all about manifestation. It's about moving closer to what it is that you desire, earth signs, and it's also about taking an active part in the creative process of making things happen. Now, I'm not saying you have to break your back to do something that maybe you feel is out of your, level of comfort, or maybe out of your level of knowledge, whatever the case may be. But you will have to tap into taking some physical activity. That's what I'm getting here. And I think the thought of that, earth signs, could be a little bit overwhelming for you, because I am feeling a little bit of maybe frustration, and also maybe a little bit of, like I said, hesitation. I feel very like there's a lot of hesitation, and I'm wondering, earth signs, if maybe it's because you're not feeling totally grounded, because we know how important that is, especially for, us earth signs, because we do need to feel grounded and stable and secure in order to be at our best self, in order to be relaxed enough to have that creative flow. So let's start with the cards here. We have this Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups talks about a celebration. It also, talks about a gathering, a community. I'm also picking up that this card means that there's definitely going to be several people involved in helping you with this manifestation at this time. So understand that you could be leveraging the knowledge, the experience, or even the physical strength of other people to create what it is that you desire. And that's not a bad thing. It's all about partnership. It's all about mutually beneficial connections. So don't feel, earth signs, like maybe you're using someone or you're taking advantage of someone. No, that's not the intention at all. As a matter of fact, in some cases, you will have to rely on other people in order to bring your manifestation into your existence. Now, we also have the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords is a card of disappointment. The other aspect of this card is, again, I'm feeling like there is a heart-centered imbalance here. Now, this is not anything to worry about or to be afraid of, but it is something that we have to be aware of, because sometimes emotions could get us sidetracked or distracted, or sometimes we just kind of get consumed with emotions, and it takes us away from the experience that we are desiring to have. So what this means for you, earth signs, is that really pay attention to your feelings and do what needs to be done in order to get yourself emotionally stable. Now, for some people, this could be something very, very involved and very intense. For others of us, it could be maybe just taking a nap, maybe just going outside for a walk. You're going to have to figure out what that is. But in order to have the experience that you want, you have to understand that your emotions cannot, your emotions cannot control the show. I guess that's the best way to put it. Now we also have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a card of rest and rejuvenation. It's about putting down the heavy burdens so our hands and our minds could be free for the creative. It's more than creative energy. It's also a passion energy, what I'm feeling with this card. Now, again, this card really kind of taps into this here. We have some emotional stuff going on, and we need to release that because there's other areas of our life that need to be in flow, and we cannot have emotions kind of getting in the way, distracting us, or weighing us down. And this is emotionally, energetically, and in some cases physically. Now we've also got the Page of Cups. This is a beautiful card because it means that whatever it is that you're trying to manifest at this time, Earth signs, someone's going to give you an offer that's going to be in total alignment with what it is that you're trying to create. So we want to make sure that we are ready because the offer is coming. The opportunity will present itself. Remember, they say luck is opportunity and preparedness coming together. So what I'm looking at here is that you have people who are going to help you. You have some emotional stuff that you're going to clear out. You're also going to rest and rejuvenate so you can be alert, receptive, and prepared for the opportunity that is definitely coming during this powerful manifestation time. All right, Earth signs, let's see what's going on with your second row of cards here. And again, things are definitely shifting and moving in your favor. Now, when I look at the Magician, this is a card of resources. Again, in order for you to manifest the experience that you desire, you're going to have to get very resourceful and very creative. Now, this is not anything new to Earth signs. I do believe that we have that kind of, I'm getting the word tinkering. Like we like to go in and click around and kind of play around with things and kind of refine them as we go. Now, the Magician also tells us that we have everything we need in order to make things happen. So don't feel that you are in lack with anything, Earth signs. We also have this Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands is a card that talks about feeling a little discouraged or frustrated. But again, that's only temporary during this time because you see the possibilities here. Not only is it an opportunity for some money to come your way, but you also have that King of Cups, which is a powerful card that talks about healing and taking control of a situation. Now, how does this relate to manifestation? It's about not allowing yourself to get out of control and out of sync and out of flow with what it is that you're trying to experience. When we're trying to create a specific result, we have to make sure we don't kind of get too scattered energetically and mentally so we can focus on exactly what it is that we desire. Now, the other thing about the Queen of Pentacles is that this is also going to be an opportunity to invest for you as you manifest. Now, investment can come in several ways. It could literally mean investing, like, in money, stocks, real estate, whatever. But it's also a time to invest in your knowledge, in yourself, in your well-being. Because the opportunity, again, is definitely going to present itself for you to show up in a brand new way. It's also going to expand the current world that you're living in. Every aspect of your life is going to be changed and I want to say raised in some way vibrationally. The other aspects that I'm picking up too, Earth signs, is that I feel there's movement waiting to happen just beneath the surface. There's movement that needs to take place, but you're waiting for a sign. You're waiting for something to give you confirmation that the timing is right. Now, what I am feeling as it relates to the Lionsgate portal is that the timing is right for you to get things in place. From what I'm seeing here, when I look at your cards, I'm not picking up that the timing is actually right to move, right? The timing is all about being prepared to move. Because what I'm sensing here is that you have to be ready because the opportunities are coming. And when you say yes, you will have a clear, I want to say a clear vision of when the time to move is perfect for you. But don't feel like you have to rush, and don't feel like you have to force anything, because I'm telling you what I'm seeing here, the opportunities will show up, and these opportunities will allow you to have the experience and the results that you truly and deeply desire. All right, Earth signs, I hope this reading was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hello, air signs. Welcome to your Lionsgate Portal 2023 Tarot reading. As I said earlier, I am using 8 cards because 8 is a very powerful number at this time. So let's go ahead and get started with your first row of cards. All right, air signs, from what I'm seeing here, big changes are definitely happening for you. When I see the Knight of Swords, that means that sometimes when we manifest things, manifestation causes certain things to be eliminated, and that's what I'm picking up that will be kind of shifting for you during this time, during this Lionsgate portal. Now, the Knight of Swords is an elimination card. The Death card is a card of transformation, literally putting to death the old self and rebirthing as a new version of you, or a new life that you're creating, or maybe a new business, a new project. It could be anything. But usually when that Death card shows up, it means every aspect of your life is transforming. Now again, like I said, with this Knight of Swords, it means there's something that will be eliminated as part of your manifestation process, right? So let's say you're manifesting a brand new house. Well, your current house is going to be removed from the picture, is going to be, taken out of the scene in some way. So don't be afraid of letting things go. All right, air signs. Now I forgot, I did not mention this in case some of you do not know. Air sign is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So, and I think a lot of people get tripped up when they're trying to manifest something. Sometimes they forget that in order to have one thing, you have to eliminate something else. In order to say yes to something, you have to say no to something else. And this is a very powerful concept to understand and to be in alignment with, because then you don't get tripped up with feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to hold on to this, but yet I want to bring this in, I want to call in this new partner, but I'm in a current relationship, or whatever the case may be. All right, so don't be afraid to say no, and don't be afraid to let something go. Why? Because that is part of the manifestation process for you, air signs. Now we also have the Temperance and that Queen of Pentacles. Now the Temperance card is a very powerful card, because not only is this a card that represents angels and your spirit guides being very, very close by, it also means that there's harmony, balance, and alignment happening for you during this portal. Now the thing about Temperance is that it represents really just kind of being in flow. And I know sometimes that's a difficult concept for people to understand, because a lot of times our society does not support being in flow. It doesn't support creative energies. We're taught to really just kind of produce and to create specific results and to work hard and to ignore our passions and our desires. Well, the Temperance card says that that is not going to bring you what it is that you desire. In order for you to experience what it is that you want, you have to be in harmony with that thing, or with that feeling, or with that experience. And this is something that has to be learned and practiced over time. It doesn't happen suddenly. So air signs, understand too that while we do have confirmation with this card that your angels and spirit guides are around you, protecting you, guiding you, you also have to trust that your energy is sacred. And you also have to trust that you have to be conscious and aware of what really lights you up, because that's going to take you closer to exactly what it is that you want to manifest and what you desire. right? It's no more hiding our feelings. It's no more stuffing or ignoring our desires. Now the next card is the Queen of Pentacles. Now the Queen of Pentacles is a very sophisticated money card, and I'm picking up that there is definitely going to be some sophisticated ways of making money for you air signs. Now what do I mean by that? Well, it could be maybe you start monetizing a new skill. It could be you get paid for something that you didn't think that you could get paid for. It could also be that maybe you create a product or a service, or you help someone in a way that they didn't know that you were capable of. And so they want to reward you by paying you. In other words, something that is very maybe complicated or something that is very involved for other people, but it's really easy for you, that is where you're going to find some hidden riches, I guess I could say. You know, the Queen of Pentacles never takes risk with her money, but she also doesn't risk her well-being. And I'm feeling, air signs, that your well-being is of the utmost importance here. And it's not about you putting yourself out in order to make money or to have a relationship or to get the things that you want. But it's about really you kind of being in harmony with that and understanding that that is what you deserve, and that is what you're going to create. Even though the process may not be as, even though the process may not be as, maybe I'm feeling like a lot of steps. Like maybe for other people it's a lot of steps to do what you do, but for some reason there's ease and grace for you air signs. That's what I'm picking up with this card. Now let's go ahead and take a look at your second row of cards, air signs. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at your second row of cards, air signs. We've got the Hierophant, the Hermit, we have the Eight of Swords, and we have the Seven of Cups. Now these are some very interesting cards because the Hierophant talks about kind of creating your own rules as you go. It's not about breaking rules per se, but it's about creating your own rules in order to have the experience and the desire that you want. So in other words, I'm not telling you to do something illegal, but in order to manifest whatever it is, whatever you're calling in at this time, you're going to have to create your own rules and play your own game. Now, this puts you in a very powerful position, air signs, because you know exactly what the limits are, what your boundaries are, how you're going to make this happen, what you will accept, what you will not accept, what you will tolerate, what you will not tolerate. So you have this awareness about how you're going to make this work. Now this could be something you share with other people, or it could be something that you just kind of keep to yourself. But understand that you don't have to play, quote unquote, by the rules that were set forth. You can bring your manifestation to you by creating your own rules. Next we have the Hermit card. Now this is a card of independence. It doesn't mean that you don't communicate with other people, but for the most part you're going to be doing this in your own timing and in your own way. You're not going to be collaborating or partnering with other people in order to bring your manifestation to your reality. Now again, this gives you a lot of power, but sometimes it creates a little bit of uncertainty because you don't have anybody giving you feedback on whether or not you're moving in the right direction or if you're doing the right thing. You're really going to have to trust the process and know that your exact result, whatever it is on its way, and it is happening for you, no matter how you decide to bring it about. Now the other thing is we have that Eight of Swords. That is a card of self-limiting beliefs. So again, you may feel a little insecure because you are doing this on your own, air signs. But the thing is that's going to be temporary, because when you play by your own rules and create your own game, so to speak, you create numerous opportunities. There's going to be so many things you can do. The only problem you're going to have is trying to narrow it down and trying to figure out how you're going to make time for it all. And in some ways, that's a good problem to have. I'd rather have too many opportunities than none at all. It's much more powerful sometimes to say no than it is to say yes. So when it comes to manifestation, understand that you hold the power. You have the leverage. You have what it takes in order to bring whatever you want to you, or to have that experience. It's about being confident and understanding that nobody can take what's yours. Whatever rightfully belongs to you, whatever you are creating in this realm, or maybe other realms that we don't know about, it's definitely got your name on it. And you have to recognize that, air signs. I'm feeling like some of you really need to understand and to really, I need to reiterate that you have to tap into your power, because you have way more than you think. And it doesn't matter, you know, whether you're young, old, you know, physically strong, or whatever the case. None of that matters, because sometimes mental strength and spiritual strength will outperform physical strength any day of the week. You just have to know it. So, with that, go forth and make things happen, air signs. You have the power. You have the opportunity. We also talked about how you have your guides, your angels supporting you. They're around you. It's just about tapping into that flow. All right, air signs. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope it was helpful. Welcome, water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Welcome to your Lionsgate Portal 2023 Tarot reading. Now, I've said earlier in the video that I'm using 8 cards for your reading today, because 8 is a very significant number at this time. We've got 4 on top, 4 on the bottom. Let's go ahead and get right to it. All right, water signs. We've got a lot of movement, and it's interesting because I am feeling there are waves, and I'm wondering if this is coincidental or maybe not. The Hangman in the reverse is a card that talks about movement, waves, making waves. Things are happening. Now this is great, because we're talking to you water signs, and you're used to making waves. You're used to things happening in a big, powerful way. But remember, the Lionsgate Portal is all about manifestation. This is about probably the best time to bring something to you, especially as it relates to abundance, wealth, money, success, all those things. Because energetically, everything is working in your favor. Everything is in alignment at this time. So it's just about directing that energy to bring forth the experience that you want to have. And when I see the Hangman in the reverse, it means that you're already making waves. You're already kind of ahead of the curve on this, because you're already kind of doing what it is that you want. You're already, in some ways, having the experience that you want to have, you know. Now, if you want to make more money, maybe you're making money, you're just not making as much as you want. If you want a relationship, maybe you're dating, but you just haven't found the one. If you're looking for healing, maybe you found a great doctor that now you can work with so you can get the healing that you want. Or maybe you're on a new diet and you're waiting for, you know, things to happen, whatever the case may be. But I feel like you're not starting from zero. All right, water signs, I feel like you're already kind of moving in the direction of the manifestation that you're looking to experience. And I say that because we also have that 9 of Cups. Now again, this is not a traditional reading, so the 9 of Cups in the reverse doesn't really signify anything like it would if I were doing one of your money readings. We're only talking about the possibilities of what each card represents in this Lionsgate reading. So the 9 of Cups is a wish card. Now, like I said, water signs, you are already kind of doing what needs to be done to bring forth your manifestation. But I'm also picking up here that you're afraid to wish bigger, or you're afraid to think bigger, or you're afraid to ask for more. That's what I'm getting with this card here. It's like, you know, you can have, say, maybe this much, but are you holding yourself back from having double, triple, quadruple that amount? And this could be anything: money, love, success, investments, adoration, attention, anything, right? So don't limit yourself, because the Lionsgate portal can help you 10x whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. Or maybe you want something that you currently have, but you just want it faster. You want to have it faster, or you want to have it, like I said, to the next level. You want double the amount, you want triple the amount, whatever the case may be. Now we also have that Three of Pentacles, that next card, because that card is a card that talks about being hands-on, right? So your manifestation will take you being hands-on in the process. Now it doesn't mean that you have to like work yourself to the bone, but you will have to physically do something so things kind of shift and happen. So it could be work, it could be moving things around, it could be writing out a plan, it could be taking action in some way. Actually, it will be taking action in some way, and you'll be clear on what it is you need to do. I do believe that the creative flow will start kind of kicking in for you, water signs, and you will have a clear idea of what it is you need to do, either when you're journaling, meditating, praying, taking a shower, driving, whatever. The answers will come. The answers definitely will come. Now we also have the Hermit card. This card has been showing up a lot during this Lionsgate portal time, because I do believe that a lot of you have to do this work independently. You have to manifest individually. You have to manifest for yourself. Now this doesn't mean that you will not work with other people, or you will not maybe connect with other people in the process. But you need to get clear on what it is that you want, and you need to get clear on how you want to have the experience. And you have to make those decisions alone. Again, I'm not saying that you can't tap into other people's ideas or feedback, but for the most part, the final decision of what you want to experience will be you and you alone, water signs. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at your next row of cards. Yep, definitely independence is going to help you manifest whatever it is that you want faster. Why? Because we've got this Four of Swords here. Now the Four of Swords means retreat, taking a step back, kind of going into a soul-searching period, and really listening to your higher self and figuring out what it is that you want truly, deeply, and honestly. All right, so we've got that Knight of Wands. Now this means there are going to be people that want to help you and people that want to support you. That's fine. But just make sure that these people who are supporting you are not getting in the way of your decision making, right? Because remember, this is your manifestation. This is your experience. This is your life that you're designing here. You have to call all the shots. Next up, we've got that Six of Swords. Now the Six of Swords could mean travel for some of you. But again, water signs, this is also a card that has a lot of water in it. So this also signifies that there's confirmation that you're doing the right thing. You're traveling over water, through water, like we said earlier, making waves, doing what needs to be done in your own way, in your own timing, in your own style, right? You're moving across boundaries, problems, challenges, and you're gliding across the water. Now we also have this Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles is a card that talks about sometimes being a little bit disenchanted with the work you do. And this comes up sometimes when you're not feeling challenged, or when you feel like you settled for less than what you truly want. And again, this is why during this time I'm saying you have to really focus on what you want, water signs. Because if you allow other people to cloud your judgment, you will end up compromising in some way. And that's not what we want. We don't want you to settle. We don't want you to make accommodations for something that is not truly in alignment with what you desire to have or experience. Remember, this manifestation time is about bringing forth exactly what you want, without hesitation, without confusion, or without distraction. Now, we did talk about the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card of retreat and getting clear and being independent of the opinions, thoughts, noise, chatter of other people. But the thing is, water signs, what you want is kind of already here for you. It's just kicking it up a notch. And in order to do that, like I said, you need to get clear independently of how that looks and what that feels like. Because we can't allow other people's, stuff to get in the way. So you're on the right track. You're moving in the right direction. What you want will show up. But how and to what degree is where you need to kind of step in and take control. And the Lionsgate portal is an excellent time to do that, because things really are kind of in your favor, supporting exactly what it is you want. You just have to declare it. So water signs, that is your Lionsgate 2023 reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions or any comments or any feedback, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Thank you so much for spending this time with me.